Right, continuing with this Honda XL350 engine, and this is the second one that I've had here. This is not the oil burning engine, that's in another workshop. I'm keeping the two of them separate for obvious reasons. I've communicated with the owner now, and we've decided that seeing as I've now seen the cylinder bore, and although obviously it's a used engine, there's no scoring or nasty marks or anything in the bore, so we're going to leave the cylinder barrel on. I've got the piston down at bottom dead centre there, so I can see the maximum amount of cylinder bore, and what I can see looks fine, so we'll pass that as hopefully being alright. Head gasket. Now, this is interesting because the head gasket that came off this engine, is here actually, is the same as the head gasket that was on the other engine, and it's sort of composite type with a flame ring, and obviously there's a big chunk of the flame ring part blown out into that void space that we have there. Interestingly enough, the cylinder head nuts, a couple of them felt very tight and a couple of them didn't feel very tight at all, so I'll be paying special attention to getting them tightened down equally when I put this all back together. But I'm going to use obviously this solid copper head gasket. Came the owner of this engine got this from wherever he managed to find it, so that tells me that perhaps there's been an issue with these sort of composite head gaskets blowing into that void space there, and of course a solid copper gasket is far less likely to do that, so I'm going to heat this one up cherry red, as I always do with ones on the British bikes, the solid copper head gaskets, and then plunge it into cold water to anneal it, which will make it a lot softer and more pliable than it is at the moment. And then I'll coat both sides of it with well seal. I'll obviously use some wire wool with clutch and brake cleaning solvent on, just to sort of get any last sort of residue of the blow by and any old gasket material. It feels quite smooth and clean, but you can see these dark areas, so I'll clean them up with the wire wool and the clutch and brake solvent, and then I'll put my annealed gasket, which will have well seal on both sides, on, and get the cylinder head back on. I'm pretty sure that'll probably sort this engine out, and we'll be able to have this ready to go back in his frame very shortly, I would imagine.